Romanoff had to sell his house to try to win the nomination. He was that committed. He refused any special interest and any PAC money during the campaign. Folks, let's just face the facts here that a regular Joe or a Susie soccer mom will really never have any shot to become a public servant the way this is going. Money runs Washington, and nobody seems to be able to do anything about it. Romanoff doesn't have a broken nose over all of this. He threw his support behind Senator Michael Bennet last night.
We should offer our support to him tonight with all of our hearts. We are going to go on to the general election. We're going to unite this party. We're going to lead this ticket to victory. And I hope you understand what's at stake in November.
Romanoff is spot on. I thought that he was the better candidate, but we need to team up and kick this thing into high gear for November. Joining me now is Andrew Romanoff, former Speaker of the Colorado House of Representatives. I have to say that very seldom do people who lose primaries or elections end up on TV the next day as a featured guest. But I have to say that I have been so impressed by your class. You did run a negative campaign, but I think that has a lot to do with the fact that you didn't have the money. Is it all about the money, Andrew? Is there a place for the regular guy in American politics?
I hope there still is. We need to reform the way we finance campaigns. You know, our effort contrasted my positions, my record with my opponents. In the end, the voters made a choice. That's their right. I'm glad we had a contest here. I believe in competition, as you do. And I hope Congress will pass the Fair Elections Now Act. My opponent supports that, too, so that we can end this unholy money chase.
Do you think this primary was healthy, Andrew? Do you think it was good for the voters of Colorado and the process?
Yes. Yes, and Senator Bennet said so as well. He said this contest made him a stronger candidate. I'm glad to hear that. I hope we will join up and take on the Republicans in November and win this seat and keep it in the Democratic column.
Would you work for him? Would you work on his campaign if asked?
Yes, of course. In fact, I offered last night. I said, I'll do anything you need me to do. We're having a unity rally here in Denver tomorrow, and we're going to unite and win this seat.
How did you feel about the White House supporting your opponent? And, of course, they were successful.
You know, the White House made it pretty clear to me from the beginning that they support the incumbent. They did that, as you know, Ed, in Arkansas, in Pennsylvania, here in Colorado. At the end of the day, the voters get to decide. They made a choice, and that's the way a democracy ought to work.
You're a good progressive. You're about the people. You're about jobs. You're on point on all the issues, but you don't have the money. And if you had the money, if it was equal, would it have been a different outcome?
I don't know. You know, you shouldn't have to sell your house to run for the U.S. Senate. And it seems to me the sacrifices I put into this campaign are nothing compared to the struggles so many working Americans are facing every day. That's what gets me up in the morning. It's what drove me through this campaign. And frankly, it is going to be what drives me to help the Democratic Party win these elections here in Colorado in November as well.
Andrew Romanoff, your class act, teaming up right after the primary fight. It was a tough primary fight, no question about that. All the best to you. And you're a great progressive, and I hope people learn from your example. Good to have you with us tonight.